Good morning if you're joining me on YouTube. Just getting myself set up. We will begin momentarily. I hope you're well. What a grey morning. Let's see if we can bring some sunshine in. So good morning, YouTube and Facebook. We will begin in a moment. Do you like to have a little slurp of my tea before we begin? When you look outside this morning, it looks like what was that? One and will do. One and will do. I don't know what that means, Maxine. But let me be your sunshine this morning. We need some sunshine. Okay. We will begin. And if anyone else comes on, most welcome. Okay. Today, a little bit of back love. So we're going to come and start on our backs. Or if you're in your pajamas, still don't fall back to sleep. And hug the knees into the chest. Just have a little rock from side to side. Maybe just close the eyes, just start to drop in. Notice how you're feeling. Try not to fall back to sleep. It feels like nighttime still, doesn't it? And it might be nice here, don't strain, but it might feel nice just to lift the head and shoulders, get up to the knees, just a little squeeze, maybe point the toes up towards the ceiling, but don't strain the neck. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Really pushing the lower back into the ground. And then we'll lower the head and shoulders, and then we're going to take the feet to the floor, slide the legs out long. If it feels right in your shoulders, take the arms up overhead, big stretch. It's quite nice to interlace the thumbs, hook the thumbs. You're making a bird shadow on the wall, and just pull the thumbs apart. Can feel quite nice, but if that doesn't feel good in your shoulders, don't do it. Find something else. But a big body stretch. See if you can draw the navel down towards the ground. Really lengthen the back, and then release. We'll bring the feet to the floor, and we'll take the arms out wide. They can bend the elbows or have them out long. And just have the feet nice and wide too. Start to take the knees left to right. Not too fast. Just feeling that movement into the hips and just starting to mobilize the back a little bit. And just being mindful. So we're always mindful in yoga about how the body is feeling. And trying not to push too hard, especially in the morning. If you've just got out of bed and you're a little bit stiff. Be really mindful. Okay, and then let's bring the feet about hip distance apart, so a little bit closer, and just continue that side to side motion, just a little bit more into the back, into the lower back. And then let's take the knees all the way over to one side. See if you can draw the knees together, and then notice the opposite shoulder is probably going to want to lift up. That's my dog, sorry. The opposite shoulder is going to want to lift up. See if you can relax the shoulder down as much as possible. And then focus on that top rib. See if you can soften the top ribs. And then soften your belly. And just see if you can just take a breath here. And if this feels quite easy in your back and you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can bring the knees up a little bit higher. Just to bring that stretch a little bit more into the lower back. We'll just take one more breath here. And then slowly just separate the knees, bring one knee up, then the other. We'll take it over to the other side. So just playing with the position, seeing if the knees will come together. Maybe they don't, we're all different. Finding that shape and then seeing if you can relax the opposite shoulder. And that top set of ribs. See if you can soften them a bit into the lower back. Take one full breath here. And then bring the top knee up, then the bottom knee. Bring the arms down, bring the knees back into the chest. little rock. Take the knees a little bit wider this time. Nice way to really get into that, deep into the lower back, into the sacrum. Take the knees maybe wider than the chest, a little rock from side to side. Okay, and then bring the feet to the floor. Going to come into a little bit of a bridge pose. So I'm just going to move down a little bit so I've got room for my arms. So you want your heels underneath your knees, not too far forward, not too close to your bum. Lots of people say bring them up to your bum, but that might not be good for your body. So roughly underneath your knees. Feet and hips, knees hip distance apart. Hands by the side of the body, roll the shoulder blades under your back and just lengthen the back of your neck before we begin. So chin tucked down. Try not to look sideways. So don't look at the screen, listen to my voice. So soften your feet into the ground, and as you breathe in, push into your feet, lift the hips up towards the ceiling and lift the spine all the way up to the shoulders, into the neck and the back of the head. So the whole torso is lifting up like kind of like a slide. And then breathe out. See if you can start at the shoulders and roll your spine down. So the last thing to touch the ground is your bum. So breathing in nice and gentle, lifting up the spine, all the way up to the shoulders, the back of the head. And breathing out, rolling the spine down from the shoulders to the bum. Let's take a couple more breathing in, lifting up the hips. And breathing out to lower. And last one, breathing in, lifting it up. Maybe hold it up this time. See if you can push your shoulders down into the ground, push the upper arms, push down through the feet, but soften your toes. And then can you squeeze your bum, lift the hips a little bit higher if that feels okay in your back. And then think of having a brick between your knees and squeezing them. Oh, I feel that in my thighs this morning. A little bit of a stretch through the whole front of the body. Maybe the chest lifts a little bit higher. And I'm hoping you're still breathing. Take one more breath. And then exhale. Slowly release it all the way down. And just pause. Don't move. Let the spine settle. And then just a gentle sway of the knees, left to right, just to release. And we're going to roll onto our tummies. And then just come to rest with your forearms on the floor and have the forearms shoulder width apart. Have the hands in line with the elbows. Spread your fingers and push down through your feet. And just see if you can gently lift the crown of your head up. It's a little back extension. Any back issues, if you've got anything going on in your lower back, then just take it much lower, okay? So take a nice full breath into your chest. See if you can spread the collarbones. And as you breathe out, can you draw navel towards the spine? Find a little bit more lift. Take one more breath here. Breathing in, spread the collarbones. Breathing out, navel draws to the spine. And then release it down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Lift up hands and knees. Take a little bit of cat-cow movement. So knees hip distance apart still. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And as you breathe out, push away from the ground, rounding the spine. It should feel nice in your back. And as you breathe in, drop the belly, look forwards. So breathing out, pushing away. And breathing in, drop the belly, bring it forwards. And one more, breathing out. Now this time, hold it here. See if you can push away from the ground. Push down through your index finger and your thumb, and particularly your index finger knuckle. See if you can root down. Grounding through. Can you draw the shoulders away from the wrists? Spread the shoulder blades and draw the belly button towards the spine, really round. See if you can lengthen your lower back. Maybe it's like you're drawing your bum down towards your knees. Take one more breath and then take it to child pose. So hips towards the heels, just flip your palms upwards, chest and forehead towards the ground. If you're not coming all the way down, you can bring the hands, but palm up, just to rest the head. So just finding your shape. And then flip the palms down, look towards your hands and really reach your arms forward. Lift the forearms off the ground. If you're on a yoga mat, take your hands as wide as your yoga mat. Spread your fingers. Push down through that index finger knuckle. Really ground the hands. And then keep your arms where they are, keep your knees where they are, and lift up hands and knees. Tuck your toes under, keep the feet hip distance apart. I'm going to send it up into downward dog. So a nice bend in your knees. We don't want to be here over the wrists. We want to start to push through the fingertips and lengthen your arms, lengthen through your shoulders, your armpits, and send your bum right back. Heels are really lifted off the ground, this little variation. Really bend the knees. And I want you to think of a cat or a dog having a stretch. And can you find some length in your spine? Wriggle the bum a little bit. Draw the shoulders in towards the body. And then from here, keep one knee really bent as you start to straighten one leg. I'll just pause on that side, bring a little bit of weight into that heel. You can bounce a little bit. And then switch, take it to the other side. Opposite leg. And then come back, both knees bent. And then see if you can just straighten both knees just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. And then look towards your hands. We're going to take a little walk up to the front of the mat. Come into a little forward fold. Take a hold of the elbows. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're up really high here, bend your knees and think of folding from this crease here. So we're bringing tummy towards the thighs. So you might have your knees really, really bent. So I just want you to release that as much as you can. Chin comes to the chest, shoulders are relaxed. A little sway. Just releasing through. Just enjoying a little bit of upside downness today as well. And we'll release the hands towards the ground. And as you breathe in, slide your hands up your legs, straighten the legs and lift the upper body halfway. So halfway lift. So you're kind of parallel to the ground. And then soften the knees, take it back down as much as you need to. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Bring it back up halfway. And last one, take it down. Time chin to the chest, roll all the way up to standing. Give the shoulders a roll once you get there. Woo. And then just take the arms up overhead, big stretch, big body stretch. Draw the tummy in towards the spine, reaching it up. And then breathe out, hands to your heart, close the eyes. Just take a moment just to notice your feet on the floor. Maybe if your thumb is at your heart, maybe you can feel the heart beating. Or maybe you just feel the breath underneath the hands. Just bring a little smile to your lips. Visualize a bit of sunshine. Let's bring some sunshine into our day. And when you're ready, bow the head to the hands, the mind to the body. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. It goes so quick, doesn't it? 10 minutes is like poof. So thank you so very much. And if you're enjoying this, let me know much. Thank you so much.